we had a group from England that was traveling around Europe and playing at the different bases around Europe. And their name was Pandora's Box. And they had signed on to play a couple weeks at our air base, play for the Officers Club, the NCO Club, and the Airmen's Club. Well, they fell in love with Crete, as we all did. And the group was exceptional, and they were wonderfully friendly. Between sets, they would come out to the tables in the club and fraternize with us, hang out with us. And they were a good bunch of people. They came on the base for a short period of time, stayed for 6 months. That's how well received they were and how much they fell in love with the island that we all fell in love with. I was a big fan of theirs and hung out with them because when I was a young kid back home, I was in rock groups. And so I was especially interested in hanging out with them, and we talked music all the time, and we shared chords for different songs. They want to know how to play American songs. I was very interested in British songs. So sometimes after the gigs, we'd go into town and hang out together at tavernas and things like that. Well, there came a point where their bass player, Don, was going to take a two-week vacation, and they didn't know what to do because they were like, God, what are we going to do? Don's gone. Do we stop playing here? We've got a contract to honor. They talked to me about it. They said, would I be able to fill in for Don? I said, well, I don't see why not. I sort of know your music, and I played various instruments, guitar and bass, when I was a kid, as I was saying. And so what I did is I had their set list, and every night at 2 o'clock in the morning when they would finish, even though I was on swing, now granted, I was on swing shift, but when they would finish at 2 o'clock, no matter what club they were at, I would make sure I went and got Don's bass guitar, no amplifier. I took his bass guitar and their set list and the chords to their songs, took them back to my dormitory. Remember the new dorms up there by the chow hall? And I would practice. I would practice their routine and their repertoire vigilantly every night for the better part of a couple weeks. And I didn't tell anybody. That was the best part of it. I don't know if I was an unknown entity while I was on Crete. I had my circle of friends, but I don't know if a lot of people knew me personally, but certainly nobody knew that I played an instrument. So the opening night was the best. I mean, the introductions were made, and ladies and gentlemen, here's Pandora's Box, and I stepped up on stage and filled in for Don for 2 weeks, and I think I kind of blew everybody's mind.